Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 275. It is the last day of the week, aka normally it's the Big Bang Attack workout, but today we're doing something completely different. That is, we are off to go do the 150 subscriber special. It was going to be the 100 subscriber special, but when I hit that, my hand was fucked. And originally it was supposed to be me going to a terrible gym. That one ended up closing, so that is no longer an option. So instead decided to go to a different style of gym, something that not necessarily very common, and today we are going to a rock climbing gym. I did not expect myself to be rock climbing, and technically I'm not. I'm technically called what is called bouldering, where I'm just climbing freely. I'm not having anything else with me, no real equipment, so we'll see how that entire thing goes. But I won't be alone. I will be with my friend Walter, who I'm going to go pick up right now. Shout out Walter when you see this in the future. I'm very much looking forward to this because I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know how this video is going to be structured. There is going to be a voiceover section, probably talking about the subscriber count and all this other stuff because of course, and maybe a few other tidbits here and there about my experience whilst being there, but I have no idea how this is going to go. This could be a terrible video or a great video. I really have absolutely no idea how this is going to go. I hope I can record as much as I can, but with that being said, I will see you on the inside.
Alright, so started this day, well, bouldering, because that's what you have to do, as I found out by going to this rock climbing gym. So, bouldering, there is the free climbing. Don't have to take a class for that. Do have to take a class for the other type of rock climbing, which I was not necessarily interested in, mostly because Jesus, the heights. This was the thing. I'll tell you the story of how it went when we went there. Basically, we were kind of lost when we got there. When we got in, we talked to some guy who helped us out. He was very nice, very, very, very cordial, explained everything to us, and was just like, hey, you just pick a letter V, and there you pick a V number. So they have like V intro, V0, V1, V2, and the higher they get, the more difficult it is. But the main thing you have to get used to is the height. And he was correct. That was the number one thing. Though on camera right here, this does not look high. It is high enough to kind of get in your mind. That's the thing. A lot of it is just in your mind, but also it can get really, really, really high really quickly. So it was not that necessarily easy of an experience, but it was interesting enough. I did like some of the things. There were a lot of lessons learned on this. One of the lessons being, of course, making sure that you have enough chalk in your hands and probably investing in liquid chalk, because holy shit, you will immediately lose your chalk after one or two grabs. That's number one. Number two is making sure you get the shoes. Get the actual rock climbing shoes, because that makes it a little bit easier, 100%. And then three, forearm training, for the love of God. Now I'm gonna let Past Me take over here.
Walter contemplates his way to do this. He's going for it. We've called this the banana one. The banana wins again.
So this was, as I said, colloquially called in my mind the banana, because it had that banana shape. This was, as I liked to dub it, the banana. It was the, I think, V2, so it was definitely a step up above the V1s, because this definitely had a weird motion that you had to do with it. But at this point of the climbing, I had been pretty tired, so I was like, okay, I can't do any more. So I was not very well on this one. So my grip strength at that point and forearm strength had just completely ceased to be at anything at that point. It sucked, but I will be back. And that is the one thing, is that me and Walter have decided that we will be back to go there. And then afterwards, we decided to check out the gym area and do some gym stuff, because why not? So I decided to add these little bits of effort, or a little bit of a workout in there. Nothing too crazy, just some lateral raises, side bends, and a little bit of bench, because I haven't done bench in what felt like years. almost decades, it seems, but I wanted to just add it in because why not? It seemed like something to be fun to be had, and check out their gym. The rest of the areas were really nice. They had a bunch of stuff to do, so I would like to go there again. Their gym area was also very nice. Lots of pull-up bars that you could see, and gymnastic rings, which I did mess with for a bit, but it was a little hard to use them. I'd never actually used gymnastics rings before, so it was a little tough. But overall, I really enjoyed the experience. Everybody in there was very nice, very welcoming. There was one guy that was shirtless, walking around with giant forearms and like glasses, and that was it. And it was funny because I just called him Jeffrey Dahmer because he was like by himself, but he was like quiet and just like looking at different like climbs to try to do and stuff. So it was an overall great experience. I would definitely go there again. I would recommend anybody going to a rock climbing gym. It's definitely a different experience than going to a regular gym. Regular gyms are nice, but this is just more of a like fun, let's see how good your grip strength / climbing abilities are, and also the forethought to actually make sure that you're climbing correctly, which was something I didn't think of until I was overhearing a conversation there. So great time.
And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped, well, none. This day was a weird day. But anyways, back to the main subject matter at hand here. Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you to all 150 plus subscribers that have subscribed. I really do appreciate making this a possibility. 1, 2, shout out Walter for accompanying me to this rock climbing gym, which was actually a very sweet and awesome experience. Would do it again. Actually, we plan on doing it again. So we want to definitely do it again and be able to do a little bit more. There's a lot of lessons we learned. There are very nice people there. Overall, a good experience. We'll do it again. We'll recommend it to anybody out there who would like to go to a rock climbing gym. Very excellent. Highly recommend. But my hands feel like fucking crazy right now. They're like tired, and it's very interesting. I'm going to cool them down with like an active cool down at home, and then probably hope to God that I can grip tomorrow, because my hands are done. They are, as I used to say, cooked beyond belief. I know that tomorrow I'm gonna wake up like fucking curling like this. It's gonna be a fun time. But that was a fun time though, so I am very glad that we went, and it was a new experience, and we're gonna go again in the future. We've actually planned it out, especially because we figured out that we can go on the first Friday of the month and it's half off for a day pass, so it's very nice to know that. So now we know when to go. But anyways, it has been excellent, and I'm really appreciative of you guys, as well as my friend Walter here, and Nelson, shout out to you because you always comment on every single video, so I have to give a shout out to that. But this one was just a fun one. I learned a lot of lessons. Get the shoes. Get the fucking shoes. But anyways, thanks. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. Please leave a comment down below of whatever you thought. If I fucked up on the climbing, or your thoughts and processes on that. Where I messed up, where I could learn to do better, all these things, because I was very much appreciative of anybody who helped over there. So would like to know that. Please take care out there. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Peace!